Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, the good, the insufferable Dr. Yukon Suckit. That's right, Yukon Suckit. I'm broadcasting to you from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck that I found over on AetherHub referred to as ORZHOV Sac. ORZHOV Sac, and I love ORZHOV. ORZHOV meaning black and white. And, I don't really play much with sacrifice type decks, but, it doesn't usually come out a bunch. But this one was round, had a bunch of cards in it that I haven't tried before. I shouldn't say a bunch. We'll get into that. And I thought this looks interesting. Let's see what it does. So let's see what we got. At the low end, we've got Star Pupil. I've never seen Star Pupil before. He looks like he's from Strixhaven, and he's a 0/0 for 1. But when he comes into the battlefield, you get a +1/+1 counter on it. And whenever he dies, you put counters on target creature you control. So he's a 1/1 for 1. And we've got Ecstatic Awakener. This dude is really, really happy about what's about to happen, apparently. And he likewise is a 1/1 for 1. But you can, with 3 mana, sacrifice another creature. You draw a card and then transform Ecstatic Awakener, this guy, into his other side, which is a 4/4 demon. Which that means on turn 3, you can have a 4/4 with essentially haste, which is great. And the great part is if you sacrifice Star Pupil, you'll have a 5/5 with what's essentially haste. So suck it. That's a great little combo right there for a 5/5. And you get a draw card too. So that's also good. We got 1/1 flyer known as the Eyetwitch, which is a creepy eyeball bat. He doesn't have a mouth though. I wonder how he eats. And when he dies, you learn. And over on the sideboard, we've got 2 environmental sciences, which means go get a land. Reduced to memory, which is to exile target non-land permanent, but give them a 3/2 red and white spirit token instead. Necrotic Fumes is where you exile one of your cards to exile target creature or planeswalker. Introduction to Full of Prophecy, where you scry 2 and then draw a card. Mascot Exhibition. You have to pay 7, but you get 3 token creatures of various strengths and abilities. And 1 Confront the Past, which helps you, return target planeswalker card from the graveyard to the battlefield, or you can take out somebody else's planeswalker with it. So that's what Eyetwitch lets you go get. You have 4 of those guys, which means you get 4 of these cards. We've got Spirited Companion, which is a 1/1 for 2. When he comes into play, you draw a card. So as you can see, we got a lot of guys here, which are really awesome for sacrificing. Because once you get them out, they're just little chumps for the most part. Some of these guys are even better when they sacrifice them. We got Deadly Dispute, which is where you sacrifice an artifact or creature, draw 2 cards, and create a treasure token. Rite of Oblivion, you have to sacrifice a non-land permanent, at which point you get to exile target non-land permanent. And Flashback with it. So you get to play this card from the graveyard, meaning you get to play each of these twice, essentially. Meathook Massacre. Basically it's a board wipe where you pay X into it, and it gives -X until the end of the turn to all creatures in play. After that, whenever a creature you control dies, your opponents lose a life. Whenever one of their dudes dies, you gain a life. That's a fantastic card. Demon Disciple. So when this guy comes into play, you sacrifice a creature or planeswalker. Each player does. And usually you are, sacrificing him. But you got a lot of little chumps that are out there to sacrifice. And so do that if you can. And that way you get a 3/1 when you're all done. And if you sacrifice a Star Pupil, you'll have a 4/2. And so being these 4/2, he actually has the ability to take a hit, which is nice. Agadeem's Awakening. This is a great card. I really like it. The fun part is if you had 6 mana, so you can pump 3 into its ability, you'd be able to pull back a Demon's Disciple, you'd be able to pull back a Spirited Companion, and you'd be able to pull back any one of these 3 guys that you had in the graveyard already. So that would then allow you to play the Demon Disciple. You would then draw a card and then sacrifice this guy to give Demon's Disciple an additional 1. So this 1 card would get you back essentially 2 dudes, an extra card, and the guy with the +1 counter on it. Body Launderer. So for 4, you get a 3/3. He's got Death Touch. And whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you connive. And conniving is that you draw a card, and if you discard a non-land card, you put a +1 counter on the Body Launderer. And so then when this guy dies, you return another target non-rogue card with equal or lesser power from the graveyard to the battlefield. So that helps you get your graveyard back to battlefield cycle working again. I imagine Demon Disciple would be a great guy to pull back. We got Dramatic Finale. Okay, so these are the cards you want because you put them out, and every time one of your non-token creatures dies, you put out a 2/1 Inkling flying token. And all of your tokens get +1/+1. And so with all of the guys that you have that are dying to either your opponents or to yourself, you're going to be putting out these flying tokens like crazy, and they'll be buffed. If you get multiple of these out, that's even more buffage for all of those token creatures that we're dealing with. We got the Doomskar to help clear the board when things get a little too dicey for you. The great thing is if you had Dramatic Finale out, you had a bunch of your own guys out, you wipe the board, wiping out all of their guys, you wipe out all of your guys, and then you create a bunch of Inklings at that deal, which means on the next turn, you'd be able to go crazy. We got Kaya the Inexorable, and she is a 5. She's got 5 loyalty for 5. For +1, you put a Ghost Form counter on up to one target non-token creature so that when it dies or put into exile, you return it to its owner's hand, and you create a 1/1 White Spirit token creature with flying. That token would get the +1 from the dramatic, whatever that's called, Dramatic Finale, as well as you'll be able to recast that card again, which most likely is going to die at your own hand relatively soon. In a pinch, for -3, you can exile target non-land permanent. And -7, you put on an emblem that says at the beginning of your upkeep, you may cast a legendary spell from your hand, from your graveyard, or from amongst cards you own in exile without paying its mana cost. What do we have that's legendary? We got the Meathook Massacre, and we got Kaya the Inexorable, meaning we could bring her back again. All right, so other than that, we've got Cave of the Frost Giant ×2. We got Hive of the Eye Tyrant ×2, so that's 4 man lands. We have 2 Field of Runes to keep us safe from other people's man lands. Some fast lands, some also fast dual lands. That's slow, that's not, potentially slow, but most likely not. And that's also slow. But that's your deck. Let's go try it out and see how well it works. Subscribe. All right, we're playing against Rhyot, which at least is interesting. I wish he could afford a uppercase letter in his name. We'll keep what we got. What does this dude do? Sacrifice another creature. Activate only once per turn. Turns into a 4/4. It'll cost me 3. I gained a life. I gained a life. Let's see if he's fast. Landho. He is fast. Excellent. And he's gone. All right, so we're looking at Star Pupil. This guy's playing ORZHOV as well. Excellent, okay. 4 mana still, because that's slow. We'll Star Pupil it. Let's prep a Doomskar. And let's attack. Alright, let's go for a Demon's Disciple. Pop out the Star Pupil. I'm going to give it to, right here. Oh, that sucked. Alright, fine. I should have popped the other guy. What do we have to discard? Non-land card? Doomskar. Another one, huh? That one. Next to combat. And we're done. One, two, three, four. Thanks for taking that damage, Body Launderer. Of course, he dies. Let's see. Bring somebody back. Sure, Eyetwitch. One, two, three, six. Let's hope for the best. Let's go for a Mascot Exhibition. Doomskar does not take out. That sucks. Okay. One. Exile target non-land permanent. Exile will slip right past a shield. Come on, big mana. Yep, that's good. Suck it, Riot. Suck it. Subscribe. Alright, we're playing against Grudoe, I guess. Alright, one mana, and then these two slow manas here. You know what? I think I'm going to keep it. I think I'm going to keep it. Keep. Yeah, I'll pay the 3. He's my exotic dancer. Don't be killing him. He's just hanging out with the big old knife like you do. No blocks. You need to kill your own guy just so you can kill mine? Whatevs. Oh, he went for the treasures. Crazy. Let's see. Let's load the board with a bunch of expendable dudes. It'd be really great if we actually get an actual mana on the next turn. Well, not quite what I was looking for there. I'll pay it. Sorry, Star Pupil, but you look like somebody that needed to be killed. The demon has awoken. Looking at my hand, I don't got that much going on at the moment, though. That sucked. I got even less going on. Prepare for a Kaya in a little bit. Send out, draw another card. All right, all attack. He's got haste. No blocks, 2 points of damage to me. I was really hoping to have time to do a little bit more, but Devil's Fiends are like a cancer. You got to route them out early. I did 16 more turns to go. He's got that Eye Tyrant up there. That's not going to be cool. Let's see what I got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Because I don't have any creatures coming, and that's not good. I need something to sacrifice. You got plenty for the Eye Tyrant, man, but I don't have anything that can take care of it. There's a guy that can be sacrificed. Sacrificing doesn't count as dying. Jeez Louise. That's a lot of land for nothing particularly all that great to do with it. I got 7 life. Field of Ruin could take out Hive Eye Tyrant. Just realized that. Let's go, Grudoe. Boy, that's yet another land. Jeez, the stinking wheeze, man. Two, three, four, five. All right. I come from the caves of the ice and snow. When I come to you, well, nobody knows. There we go. And that's my death. Is that a 4? Nope, it's a 3. I'll take care of them. Not enough to activate the dragon afterwards. Go, go, Godzilla. Yet another land. How fantastic. This is a slog. No. Ha ha ha. Come on, some creature. Star Pupil, looking good. That was a good run. Let's just go for it. I know he thinks he could take out 2 cards. That's going to happen anyway. I'll be able to deadly dispute one of them. I got that damage in. Here comes the other negative. All right, so yeah, this is the first time Dramatic Finale has actually been really paying off. Whoop. Good game, my friend, good game. Subscribe. All right, PandaBearHP. Panda Bear. We got 2 mana. Let's keep it, see what we can do. I can tell we're going to have to wipe the board at some point here. Who are you going to give up? It's a Sophie's choice. I'm going to touch the precious. I touched it. All right, another artifact creature. Just help to put out more artifacts. And no tax. Two dramatic finales at the same time seem pretty good. Looking forward to a couple of board wipes here. Okay, super. He's just showing off now. Come on, mana, mana, mana. Anything? Come on, mana. Not mana. All right, let's Doomskar Foretell. And then we shall... sacrifice a dude. And shall we prepare yet another Doomskar? That sounds like a good idea. All right, we're good to go. Tezzeret's got to die. Sky probably kind of loaded up with counter spells, except we haven't seen a single one so far. Oop, legendary. No blocks. All right, so I can do up to 4 points of damage, which isn't going to cut it. So we'll just wipe the board. Throw out a couple more guys. Basically plant the seeds of an Inkling Revolution. Because with their deaths, we get 4 flying Inklings. Touch the Precious. Doesn't have 8 more lands yet. Now he does. You're looking to counter something, really. Are you coming to town, Julie Brown? So I think we're at the... He's got so many cards in his hands, though. I say it's the point where we need to wipe the board again, but that's just crazy. What am I going to get rid of? Let's get rid of Deadly Dispute. Jeez. And we win. Apparently we're just a little bit too dangerous. Subscribe. All right, so this is ORZHOV Sac. And I got to say, it was awkward to play. I think this is something you kind of have to play some. Get used to how to work with it. It's not something that comes easy. There's definitely a bunch of thinking that has to come around about it. So one of the problems is that you really need to have things to sacrifice. And there are times when you're sitting there with nothing. And you got things that are just waiting for things to sacrifice, and it's just not happening. And other times you got guys out and nothing to sacrifice them with. So there's a little bit of a balanced situation there you're kind of waiting for. There's a lot of good things going on. There's a ways to play. It just, yeah, you can just drive yourself. Like this thing wants to combo itself, but if you can't get the other side of the combo, then you're kind of in a bad position with a bunch of little stupid guys that don't do anything. I mean, in reality, the big secret here, I think, is Dramatic Finale. I mean, having multiple of those was so great because whenever your non-token creatures die, you generate an Inkling, a flying Inkling. And having 2 or 3 of those in place gets you 2 or 3 dudes for every guy that dies. And then they also pump up all those guys that are flying, all those token creatures. Demon's Disciple, I love this card. It's nice when you have guys that you can kill already in play. And then Star Pupil just loves to be killed. I feel bad for him because you just put him into play just to sacrifice him. Suck it, dude. Ecstatic Awakener is pretty awesome. It's nice on turn 3 being able to have a 4/4, especially if you sacrifice the Star Pupil, because then you'll have a 5/5 who's hasting it right at that point. And that's on turn 3. So so how do I say? It's just this deck I think could be much better than it is if I'm not playing it, or that I got to play it some more to be able to get to the point where I understand how to play it, what the timing's like, where the people come in and out, that kind of stuff. There's just, you got to learn how to play it. It's just going to take some time. So if you're interested in a deck that is going to take some experience, then this might be the deck for you. So let's rate it up really quick. Is it competitive? I don't think you're going to climb any ladders with it. Is it fun? I think if you're the right person, this is a fun deck. I think although that sacrificing and doing stuff is pretty cool, getting out all the... I just wish that when your dudes did sacrifice, maybe it would be, it would be nice if we have that angel enchantment that says when one of your angels dies, that they've got to sacrifice a creature on their side. But we don't have any angels in here, so what are you going to do, right? It'd be cool if you had more benefits from your dudes dying other than learning a lesson, I guess. So yeah, I think it's fun. And is there a theme? I don't know. I'm not marking it. I'll just say I'm not. I feel like there's a theme to it. It's the sacrifice bit. I can get it. I understand it. Maybe that's what I'm really looking for in a deck when I say theme, is that I understand the deck and I feel what it's trying to do. When it's just a collection of random cards doing stuff, whatever, right? This one seems to have a purpose and I appreciate it. So I'm going to give it a plus point for that. So altogether, not competitive, but it is fun and does have a theme. I'm going to give this deck an A-. I'm going to give it an A- just because I think that the fun aspect to it puts it definitely up into the A category. I think the lack of competitiveness, meaning that it doesn't have a strong win ratio. But I think that if you learn to play the deck, I bet you could probably get over 50% out of it, probably. It's not going to be 60%. It might be 51.5% or something like that. Anyway, so it feels like this deck it's got a good thing going to it, but maybe you might need to tinker with some other cards. It might be a good starter deck that you enhance with other stuff. I think as you look, we got like Mythic, Rare, So they're already kind of power loading it with a bunch of cool stuff to start off with. I think it's got places to go. I think it does. So anyways, I hope you see the potential in this deck that I do, and that you give it a chance. Hey, that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. I would really appreciate it if you could like or subscribe to this video because it helps me out a lot. I just want to remind you that you've made this day a special day just by being you. There is no person in the whole world like you, and I like you just the way you are. I hope to see you back here tomorrow, folks. Thanks a lot, and see you later. Bye-bye.